Hello, beautiful people, all of you, God's warriors doing inner work on planet Earth, born at such an amazing time, the transitional time, the time when the Earth is moving into higher dimensions, actually, not higher dimensions, higher frequencies, higher vibrations. Dimensionally, well, we have so many dimensions at the same time, like at any given point in time. So, from that perspective, anyone can move to any dimension at any given point in time. I created this channel because there are lots of Hindi channels, not so many other language channels on this subject. Hindi, of course, there are many channels because this topic is very much prevalent in India. But my intuition, my gut feeling tells me that this eastern western divide is really something that I want to dissolve, and that's where my contribution is. Because the Bij mantra, the the very reason why I'm here is to spread the word about solar plexus mantra, the Manipur chakra mantra. So, all those people who are aware about it would definitely be drawn to this channel or the content that I'm sharing. I'm very positive there will be lots of people who would be drawn to this information because this is this piece of information is the ultimate truth. And if anyone really wants to ascend and anyone wants to integrate with source, then chanting the Ram sound, the Ram mantra is really the the one path. It is not about religion, it is not about which god you believe in. Because even in Indian subcontinent, all the stories that I'm going to share now, most of the people were actually worshipping some other god all along. Like, for example, Meera was a devotee, ardent devotee, very loyal devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. And she faced hugest challenges. She reached to a point where she had no strength or courage left in her. She was so tired. I'm not saying that Krishna's bhakti was not taking her anywhere. Of course, it did. And it did take her to the right place. She found a guru. The guru gave her the Ram Naam, the name Ram, the Bij mantra Ram, because it is only given to a seeker via a guru. It's the guru who initiates the seeker. And once you get the Ram Bij mantra, once she started chanting it, she became a very powerful being. A lady, a woman who had no freedom, even to go to a temple from her house. She had no courage to go against her husband or the toxic patriarchal system that she was in. Despite being a queen, she literally had no rights. And she was going to a temple of Krishna since childhood. But after marriage, she was simply not allowed to go there. Forget about that temple, she was not allowed to go out and worship. So they made a temple inside the palace. And if in that temple also, if she would spend time doing devotion of Krishna, people would just say a hell lot of things about her. And she also wanted to die. I think all great devotees or all people who are doing pure inner work at some point or the other, they feel like, what's the point of this life? But it's just a negative state of mind. That's it. It's not something that they actually do or want to do. It's just a way. They're like, God, please end my misery, end my suffering. It is and it was the magic of chanting Ram Naam. Meera ji kept chanting Ram, 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 mentally, verbally, and she became the most powerful person. She didn't care about the toxic patriarchy or even regular patriarchy. It's not that she was against it, but she just wanted to be a devotee. She just wanted to be a free person. She just wanted to go to the temple whenever she wanted, whenever she felt like. And after the healing of solar plexus, her confidence grew so much that the same woman who was not able to cross the boundary walls of her house or her palace was now singing and dancing on the streets with the local people. And everybody wanted to get a glimpse of her. She had this glow up, like the most amazing glow up, power, shine. And she shook just by being herself the throne of the kings back in those days. She was simply the devotee of the biggest king, the biggest government. So, the government that ruled back then, she was literally the queen, one of the queens. She was married to the crown prince, you can say. Basically, the king's brother was her husband. So, she was from a royal family, and yet she didn't have any rights. So, not only did she stand up for the divine feminines back then, but she also stood up for freedom, for true freedom. And that power came from the Bij mantra Ram. The more she chanted Ram, the more she was devoted, the more she was even openly doing bhakti of Krishna. She traveled the country, she did a whole bunch of cool things after that. That's the power of Ram. That's the power of this mantra. They never give the power to the ego, to their physical identity. And I keep clarifying this because there's a lot of misconception about the word ego. A lot of people actually relate ego or define ego as a bad person or a bad behavior. That's not correct. Ego means your physical identity. An extreme amount of attachment and protecting the ego leads to misery, suffering, and sometimes people cannot even live that particular life. I'm talking about the worst possible scenario. So, ego means you're very attached to your physical identity, to the earthly 3D identity, the temporary one, which is actually given to you just as a device. And the best job ego can do, the best work it can do is again help in the process of source integration. So, if you learn how to tame your mind, which you can do best by chanting the Ram Bij mantra. Ram is a mantra. See it as a mantra. First, you practice it as a mantra. Then later on, automatically you would like to know about other things that are connected with this mantra. But it is the ultimate truth, and this channel, via this channel, I am trying to create content for people who speak English language or who understand English language, because English language is a global language at the moment. So I'm trying to cater to all the people, because you could be French, you could be German, you could be Chinese, you could be Indian, you could be from any country, Singapore, Africa. But English has actually reached many parts of the world right now. It's not the best language, but that's how we are programmed. So you could be from any part of the world. If you're looking for information on the Ram Bij mantra, the solar plexus mantra, the greatest mantra, the greatest mantra ever, the mantra that all genuine masters give to their seekers, to their students, the mantra for the lovers, the mantra for the devotees. This is the mantra, the ultimate truth. This is the reason why when someone dies in India, especially if they're Hindus, they say Ram Naam Satya Hai. They don't say Ram Bhagwan Satya Hai. Ram Bhagwan, because Bhagwan means then you're talking about a deity or a god or a goddess. They say Ram Naam. So the name Ram, the word Ram, the sound Ram, that is the ultimate truth. Ram Naam Satya hai. Ram is the ultimate truth. But this is only being spoken about when a person is dying or is dead, already dead. Why I said dying? Because for 13 days the soul is hovering around the family members or the house, and for one whole day, sometimes people keep the body till evening. So the soul is still hovering around, looking at all the things that are happening around the body, reminiscing all the efforts the soul made. Not the soul, the ego. It made because it didn't have the memory that it's actually the soul. So when a person is dead, then they realize, now I cannot even go back into this body. And I'm just here hovering around this body, which they're calling dead body now. It's not even like being called by my name. Now it's a dead body. Now it's something that needs to be just removed now, ASAP, before it starts stinking and creates more problems for other people. The same body that I bathed every day, I washed every day, I took care of every day, I fed this body, I did everything. I worried so much for this body. Now it's of no use. But for 13 days, before the soul goes to wherever it's meant to go, to hell or heaven or another life or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to get into that as of now. But whatever is supposed to happen to the soul, for 13 days, it's still hovering around. And it keeps listening. The name of Ram is the ultimate truth. So 13 days, the soul is just chanting Rama, Rama, Ram, 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 as much as it can, while observing everything. So tries to redeem itself of whatever it can. But what if this information is present right from birth? What if this is, being taught every single day? What if it's practiced every single day? Life is going to be very different. I will see you in the next one. For chakra alignment therapy, you can connect with me. All information is given in the description box. I'll see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and of course, victory to Ram. Victory to Ram. Victory to Ram.